The economy was really interesting point. First of all, I wanted to just say thank you for making the film, because as a medical student today, sadly, it's still really, really, really difficult to get anyone to listen to you about anything other than the conventional wisdom, and everyone knows what they know, even though they couldn't give you a single reference for it, which is brilliant. Which you find on the websites as well. Very true. But it was a really interesting conversation you were having with your friend, where she was saying, it seems like a middle class person's diet, and I appreciate you can eat a lot of eggs, and I love eating a lot of eggs, but in terms of, one of the things that I noticed that got me interested
£10 a day in the UK, because I've done it. Right. You can do it for £10 a day.
Okay. Well, one of the things I noticed when I went on my elective in Zambia is they've become so heavily reliant over there on maize and such. As you said, it's so unnutritious. The food it's just carbohydrate, it's energy with nothing else. And the health problems they get over there are horrendous from it. The protein deficiency and niacin deficiency and everything. But how can we globally make this a sort of viable option when we become so heavily reliant, we're such an overpopulated planet anyway, so heavily reliant on these cheap, very easy, mass-produced, refined carbohydrates? How can you replace them with the kind of richer foods?
Well, it's a very good question, and I don't think anybody has the answer really, but you must remember that, wheat was re-engineered in the early 70s. The man who did that won the Nobel Prize, and he saved millions and millions of lives, but the wheat created a greater output per acre. Big Food looked in and thought, my goodness, this is cheap. They got all over it. So as a result, the wheat that your grandparents would have grown up eating is no longer commercially available. That wheat has a much less dramatic impact on blood sugar levels than modern wheat. So einkorn wheat is gone, and they've done tests, and it really is a dramatic difference. So yes, there are societies out there that have always eaten high carbohydrate type diets from grains, and they've been fine, and now they're worse. But the other thing that's happening in Africa, and I see it, Coca-Cola are everywhere. You go into the townships, they're sponsoring primary schools. You will see one sign in a township and it will be Coca-Cola. It's absolutely staggering. So they are guzzling this stuff. It's everywhere. So it's very hard to establish exactly where the problem lies. They're eating fairly nutritious foods, but sugar has entered the system in a very big way.
Yeah, I guess it's just like what we've got is so terrible in that respect of Coca-Cola being everywhere. And you present an alternative, but is it a viable alternative to everyone?
Well, it worked for millions of years.
There were a lot less people around than they were.
Yeah, but it's you look at the enormous organisations running the food industry, and when you get into look at what they did, and we did that in the research, it's staggering. So the capabilities are there. The incentive isn't, because there are much greater margins in these types of foods. So that's what it comes down to. It's business and commerce and politics. And in politics, is Obama really interested in the fact that there's a fiscal cliff coming in 2030 when diabetes is going to bankrupt America? He's not being power. Does he really care? I don't know.
I'm responsible for writing all this, and I don't believe it anymore.
When my dad got sick, surprised us all. Ex-sportsman, lean, fit, healthy, never drank, boom, heart attack. I wanted to know why that happened. What I found shocked me.
The average consumer is eating less fat in their diet. They are eating more carbohydrate in the diet, and we've got rampant increases in obesity, diabetes, heart disease.
I found out that a lot of what I thought I knew was what you could only describe as lies.
I've always been very cynical about diets.
For 28 days, I'm going to completely disregard the food pyramid. I'm going to gorge on fat.
Fat's good. Fat's good. We've been lied to about cholesterol for long. Some people don't understand how it works. There's magic in fat.
In my view, the prudent diet does not prevent heart disease, it causes it. And certainly it contributes to diabetes and obesity in a major way.
I'm controlling my diabetes without treatment.
meat, fish, nuts, eggs. Those, in my view, should be the core food.
We're going to prove that fat is good.
I feel a lot better. I've lost a lot of weight during the time without even trying.
My favourite is a steak with nice pieces of fat on it.
And I'm quite confident in 10 years' time that the Western society will be embracing this low-carb, high-fat concept.
I'm just going to try and get to the bottom of how I can drop dead healthy.
Just don't fear fat.